What up? We're Quadosity, and
What's
got
up, guys?
Kevin here, Frank, Ryan.
What's going on?
And our guest. Go ahead.
Pat.
I was gonna say.
Pat.
I was hoping you were gonna jump in there. We kind of fucked it up.
Thanks for having me, guys. Love what you're doing with the podcast. Love podcasts. Always wanted to be a part of one.
Now you are.
Yeah, thank you.
welcome.
Thank you. So, yeah, I'm the fucking guest for these guys tonight.
Yeah. Reach around.
Maybe
All around.
Reach
around.
around.
Under the table. Let's go.
I like it out
Pretty
there.
soon you see
just
this
gotta
table
put it on
start
the
doing
table.
this.
Yeah. But yeah, I love what you guys are doing, man.
We appreciate that.
Fucking, I love the horror theme. The horror theme's great. Love
did
horror
like it?
myself. Yeah, I mean,
It was fun.
It was
I
fun.
think,
It was, yeah.
It was fun to do.
I always find comfort in horror, you know.
As we all.
As we should.
We like
Uh,
being
Right.
dark.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So you guys were talking about movies and different things. You know
Yeah,
what I
we touched
mean?
on it a little bit. Yep.
What
Give
you
us your-
guys
We
Give us-
touched
jumping
on it
or-
enough without. I
Without going
was
deep,
worried
deep
about
into
like
it.
spoiling shit
Yeah.
because like you think the movies that we listed really shouldn't be spoilers at this point.
Right.
But
No,
this
they've been out long
fuckhead over
enough.
here. Well,
What?
remember, Lost Boys came out in '87. He's
Yeah,
like,
I don't know how you
I've
haven't
never
seen
fucking-
it.
Oh, wow.
You guys haven't
Wow.
seen certain things
I haven't
too.
seen a
Fuck
lot
you.
of movies, but I've at least seen Lost Boys. Come
Yeah,
on.
dude.
Lost Boys is
So
a
it's like,
staple,
I
my
was,
guy.
I was tiptoeing the edge. 'cause
Lost
I'm
Boys
like,
was the staple.
right.
I think Lost Boys,
Fuck.
seven Lost Boys, Scream. I mean, if you haven't seen
I thought
what,
Scream was cool, dude.
Yeah, I like Scream back
yeah,
in the day.
yeah,
Definitely.
Halloween, at least the original.
The original?
Yeah, I heard the new one
Yeah.
sucked. By the way, like a lot of people.
Oh,
said
I
it
heard
sucked.
it was
Terrible,
dog
terrible,
shit. I heard it was
terrible.
fucking.
See,
I
that's
had
what
a
everybody keeps
suspicion.
saying.
I
They
won't,
don't
I
wanna go
won't
see it,
spoil
but-
it. That first one of this new series was
wait
like,
till-
okay, they're doing something.
Wait, it's a
the last
series
two.
though? Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
so it was like Halloween kills, Halloween
And then
ends.
Halloween ends.
And Halloween
oh
ends.
shit! So
What
there's a
they
three
did with
trilogy?
ends,
Yeah.
I'm so glad
And
I
when
watched
it's
it
all
on
released
Peacock.
movies, it's over. Oh, it's on Peacock.
It's
too.
on
Okay.
Peacock or in theaters. Don't waste your fucking money.
No, don't.
Yeah, fuck
I
that.
heard it was garbage.
I
It was like
watched it,
$19.
and I'm not going to spoil it, but I thought the movie was about Michael Myers originally. That's what it's supposed to
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
be. 10 minutes total. This man probably.
And
like,
it's not even Rob Zombie related.
Oh, it wasn't his-
No, it wasn't
it's
his
not even
shit.
related at
Completely
all.
different director.
No,
and
it was the
everything.
fucking dude.
That's horrible.
See, the
the
Rob
writer
Zombie
from
ones
fucking
were alright.
Eastbound
The
and
Rob
Down.
Zombie one was cool.
It was Danny McBride. Danny McBride wrote
Oh,
it,
shit.
and whoever the fucking
Okay.
director is, David something. Fucking, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was stick to Eastbound and Down, my guy.
Well, this is the problem. He makes all these fucking remakes of over and over and over. Well,
Yeah.
one,
You can only
it-
get so many
one-
remakes. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, we have our expectations
Yeah.
because we've seen 30 fucking
Yeah.
films, so you
Yeah,
have
for
to
real.
lead up to that. So
I
one,
just
it's
think-
tough going into it, and two, it's like, what else can you do, dude?
I mean,
But
I
don't break
think
what's don't fix what's unbroken.
I think
right,
at that point.
right, exactly.
Absolutely. I think with horror, it's like you had, all right, so like you had Scream, and that kind of, like the slasher was kind of revived. Like the original, most of
Yeah.
the sequels were decent. I like the newer one, you know what I mean? Personally. And it's like, okay, that was something. The original Halloween, it was cool. And then they did like what, Hereditary, they did Midsummer, like some of these more, I guess, elevated shit where there was a little more like psychological going on outside of the horror, which
Right.
was cool. But I think now with horror, it's like Hereditary was its own animal and it was done really well. And then Scream was done really, really well. But I think people are having trouble finding that balance and they're overcomplicating these movies and you get garbage.
Well, it's kind of like what we're saying.
it's
A
not the
lot of
same.
the good, quote unquote, good horror movies are all from years ago.
Yeah.
There hasn't been anything new that's a next step in horror. There hasn't been anything that's eye catching. Like
Not in the longest time.
we talked about, like Saw. So when Saw came out,
First
It started off.
the first one that was like
first
holy
first one
shit,
was the best.
The twist, the
Yeah.
turns,
Yeah.
everything in the
Yeah.
story was
Maybe
fucking
up to like
But
different.
if you got
Up
the
to, like,
number what,
3 was
7
decent.
or
I like the
8
second
or
one,
whatever.
too. The
How
second
many
one
are
was
there?
good.
First
Yeah.
3,
The
maybe
second
4
one
on
was
the
good.
ground.
I'll be honest, I
6
kind
was
of
on
like
There's something like 7, 8. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I kind of liked what Chris Rock did, minus like it was a predictable thing going on towards the end. I kind of like how he revived it a little bit, but I mean, as far as Saul, like after the first 2, halfway through the third, it's
It was like, what else you doing?
You're just
Like,
watching
you're just
for
watching
kills.
traps,
Yeah.
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 And
You're
that's
just
kind of what
watching for
Halloween
kills,
became.
yeah.
This
It's-
person's
it's,
getting. They got to get out of this thing and do this.
Yeah.
And same thing
Yeah.
over and over.
It's
Yeah, I mean, you're watching for kills at that point.
Yeah.
where you don't care about
Absolutely.
the story. You don't care
Yep.
about the characters. You just want
No.
to see some brutal murders. Some actually do a pretty good job at that, and some are just like, bro, anybody can listen. I could slit somebody's throat.
If you guys,
I can do it. That's easy.
It's like
That's light
much,
work.
where the
I
level
will
is going
say-
to go at that point. It's
Yeah.
like, where's it going?
I will
Yeah.
say, if you're trying to like get that feeling of horror again, I watched both of them. I like the first one of it. Fucking. I like the first one of
Live
it better.
horror
But
movie.
X
No.
came out earlier this year from Ty West. X and Pearl they just did, and he's doing another one. And I thought that was like some really good, because he's an independent director. Like he did some segments on VHS. He did House of the Devil. And like he's like a low budget guy who just comes in with like, give me $1 million and watch what I do. And
Right.
I was really impressed.
So
it
to
was
give
fucked
a
up.
little bit of
Yeah, what's the background?
just
on
a
that?
small
Yeah.
tit of background. So
Small titty
Pat,
background.
Pat does like
Small
a lot
titties
of
aren't
the
fun.
like the intermediate
You said that. That's
local
your
low
fault.
budget films because you find that interesting. You find
Well, I'm also like
the-
in school for it too. Like,
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
could do something independent, like I would love to do that. And I think that when you don't have mainstream, like mainstream's good for like DC, right? It's good for that in the sense that it brings in a lot of audience. But horror is that genre in which like if you either like it or you don't.
right.
So
right,
when it
right,
comes
right,
to
right.
those of us who like it, I want something simple. I don't mind a twist. I don't mind a turn. I don't like like I said, Hereditary and like the Babadook. Those were fucking psychological.
But I remember you tell me very,
I've never really seen any of
very
those.
like a shit
Have you heard
ton
of them,
of
Kev?
different independent
yeah,
horror
Fear
films.
Street. The Fear Street on Netflix was independent.
liked?
Yeah,
It's where like that opened up my eyes towards like, oh fuck, like,
yeah.
like it doesn't have to be mainstream to
No.
be good.
No,
Yeah.
Pat he's if you want anything independent other than like they said all these fucking Halloween remakes and all these different Jason fucking remakes.
No, God, how many
I mean,
of them are there?
independent's kind of the way to go. Go look after the low budget stuff. Look after that because
Session
that
9.
stuff
You
has
can
recommend
passion
that.
in
What
it.
is it?
Yeah.
So Session 9 was a low budget movie by I think it was Wes Anderson or Brad something. I don't know. It was an independent guy, and he did this movie Session 9, and it was the dude who played in CSI Miami. It was the only bad thing I didn't like because I don't like that actor. But personally, I don't like that guy. I don't like fuck that guy. I'm not a
It was
fan
still
of
a
him.
good movie.
But it was a movie, and the cool part about it, because I always like follow the production, follow how they're doing it. They filmed it at the I forget the name of it, but it's an old abandoned local legend horror insane asylum out in Massachusetts, and they filmed
pretty
on
cool.
location.
Oh, that's
Oh,
pretty cool.
that's
So they got the
that's
permit.
badass.
And it was a movie
Badass
where it
point
wasn't
one.
complicated. Wasn't complicated. You probably could like, as an adult. I watched the first time when I was like 16. But like as an adult, you'd probably watch it and you could figure it out. But it was enough twists and turns.
Massachusetts was like
But-
suburbia hell. Like there was shit that went on down there.
Yeah.
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 It was crazy. There's a lot of shit that goes on. in
Shit.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of legendary stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
sure.
Salem.
A lot of the
Oh, yeah,
horror
between
movies take
Salem.
place there.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like you guys ever see?
That's the only
It's
thing
a
that comes to mind
documentary,
when I
but it's
think
like a
of it.
reality show. It's called 28 Days Haunted. Like you're literally
Yeah.
there's 3
I've heard
groups
of it,
of
yeah.
demonologists
That's
that go
really
into
cool.
different areas of the U.S. Like they're all separated. Like one's on the West Coast,
Yeah.
Central America, and then far East Coast. And then they would just try to study the house. They'd have all their little devices to try to communicate with the ghosts and everything. Some of them get like massive headaches, and you can see the reaction. Like they're really feeling this shit because there really are psychic mediums out there too that do this shit for a living.
So do you guys
Yeah.
That's
believe
pretty
in,
cool.
in that shit?
I believe in
don't.
that shit.
What
They
the
do.
psychic?
I
What
do.
the psychic
Like,
mediums or the what? Oh, we're talking to the dead.
Yeah.
Well, this is
yeah.
fun. This is fun. So you do, and I don't.
I've never
Right.
actually experienced anything,
I've
but
never-
I
I've
can
never
believe
experienced
based
anything.
on
Have you ever
data
experienced-
and facts that they find on this shit.
So you need some
never
kind of
experienced
legwork to be done
to show. Yeah.
in order for your
I mean,
brain
otherwise
to be
these
like, oh,
guys
this
wouldn't
could
get
be-
paid. They have real guys that actually go out and perform an exorcism on people that have believed they've been taken over by a dark force. So I do believe that's out there. It's just usually in like a rural, like an independent area,
Respectable.
like where houses are like 5 miles
Outside
apart.
somewhere.
Yeah, where it's like
Yeah,
all
yeah,
open.
yeah.
That's just like people say they see the UFOs. They ain't gonna come around the city. There's one.
No.
There's too many lights. There's too
So
many
do
people.
you think that
Yeah, it's a
how
populated
much of
area.
a factor
Yeah.
do you think that plays that we live in a major city, and maybe does that alter our mindset to not believe?
No.
I mean, well,
You don't-
For
I feel
me,
like-
no.
What do you
that's
think's
not,
in Area 51 though? They're hiding shit.
I mean,
like,
I've never-
I'm not
Oh,
trying to
there's
be all about
definitely
that.
some
I-
stuff.
I-
I
agree with
definitely
that.
think.
Whether it's
There's
believable
definitely
shit or
stuff.
I
not, they're
think
hiding
that's
shit.
more
definitely stuff there.
militarized and more government to explain Area 51. Me, I don't. I I have like a background of understanding like mental illness and like because people I know and stuff, and like I've looked into it. My fiance, like, she went to school for it, and like I think it's very explainable. And I think if you look back at like the Bible or just like any of the stuff where like spirituality comes from, I think you got to remember that it was written at a time where we didn't know what psychologists were. We didn't know what the study of the mind is, and I think a lot of it
that wasn't available.
Can be explained, like sleep paralysis or
lucid dreaming.
Lucid dreaming.
Yeah, those
those things can kind of explain it, and I think the mind has the ability to, like, when you ever notice, like, when you were a kid, you would watch something scary and it would be in your mind, and then you're dreaming about it, or
your subconscious
it's
ready to project on you.
I think a lot of it's that, but it can carry on as an adult with, like, become
different
sleep
scenarios.
Different scenarios.
Like whether
trauma,
you're a war vet,
post-traumatic stress, like
whether
there's a
you're
lot
war
of
vet,
things.
Yeah,
or a cop.
Absolutely. So I think
it'll come home with you, and then that's why they have like certain programs that donate to getting police getting actually counseling, so they don't bring it home or to the next call or whatever. They do like that too.
It was proven that who was it, Ed and Warren Lean or whatever, the Conjuring people they based it off of. They actually proved there's more proof that it was all a hoax, and they even admitted to some of it being a hoax. So in my mind, I think it's a lot of mental illness. Like, if you ever look at these like movies or anything, it's like that's just what I think, because it's something that I can look at and it's been studied and proven. I'm not saying that it can't be real. I won't be that asshole. I'm just saying that, like, I don't have enough. I don't have science is fact, and this is like faith and belief or subjective. So I mean, if you give me something that's in my face, I experience it, or like Jesus himself appears in front of me, like, okay, maybe I'm wrong, but
let me ask you this.
I've never seen any paranormal activity. Like anything crazy.
I don't mean to cut you
off. Byberry though, Byberry, local
there.
legend Philly, Byberry.
We mentioned that later.
It's freaky. It is a freaky place.
See, I never got to go there. I've been invited a couple times. I never went though.
I mean,
I never went.
I wanted to interject because, like, Erica has actually suffered from the sleep paralysis
5 times myself,
and
you cannot wake up. Yeah,
she's had really crazy things that she couldn't explain, and she was petrified, dude, fucking petrified. Like, she would tell me the next day, she's like, "Babe, I thought someone was breaking in. I thought someone was gonna kill us. I couldn't do anything. I start seeing things. I start hearing things, and like I had no idea because she couldn't like wake me up or anything like that.
Yeah, she was still
I mean, and I was like, okay, well, that was after the first time. I'm like, okay, that's weird, whatever. But like when it happens time and time again, it's like, whoa, like what is it a mental thing? Or is it like actually real? It's a really strange dynamic.
It's hard to say. It's like I would say it's probably 50-50.
She's gone through it.
I would say it's probably like 50-50 that could happen.
So, at that point, right?
Yeah,
I would say
because you mix reality with fiction in your dream, and your subconscious.
I think it's combining
so
the two.
Together.
I was like, what's real? Yeah, because
your subconscious is just simply a projector while you're sleeping, and it just shows you the shit. And that's what whole lucid dreaming comes into play. Like, if you think about things, or if you have negative thoughts in your mind, if you're depressed about something, it could be just normal shit. Like, I'm stressed about bills or something like that. Then you'll literally take all that negativity with you in a dream, and you can actually dream something.
Take that stress with you in there,
and then make whatever dream.
And it usually occurs after you wake up at 3 in the morning. Because I was doing actually research on lucid dreaming.
I've heard
anything
about
after 3 in the morning, like you can go to sleep at say 8 o'clock, set a couple alarms. This is how to purposely do it, and actually make a good experience out of it. It's almost like a VR game, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
You literally go to sleep at like say 8:30, set a few alarms to wake up at least like 3 in the morning. You got to position yourself a certain way. I forget. I literally watched this video like a week or 2 ago, but
that's what Kev does in his free time.
Yeah, randomly. There's actually a channel. There's a YouTube channel that I'm actually subscribed to about lucid dreaming, because I thought about like actually just trying it and see if that's actually real to actually do it. Some people have commented, said they have tried it. There's a lot of people with different comments, and they all have their own little experience on it.
And those
that's
are the
what made me want
dreams
to actually try.
that you can control,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think
positive thoughts, you can change your dream. You see the movie Inception?
You can make
with the
whatever
chick who played in
happen,
Juno.
basically.
Yeah.
She was controlling shit and then like making the world fold, and she was making everything, and then all the projections over when Leonardo DiCaprio, I forget his character's name in the movie, but he was like, you got to be careful like doing certain things basically, because she was changing shit, and all of his subconscious mind, like every emotion he has is those people, bystanders and everything. I think they're in New York, and they're all looking at her like they want to kill her. And also, mind you, his dead wife, is in that dream wanting to kill her too with a knife or scissors. That shit was crazy. The whole movie was wild.
I think I've experienced. I mean, to back up a few, like I really don't remember my dreams.
I don't either.
Like it's
Ever.
very.
I just sleep. It's black. I wake up. It's dark. I wake up. And
dark.
then
Wake up.
It's just
exactly.
that's it.
It's just like what you see with your eyes closed.
I do remember, like,
And then you're out.
Yep.
I think I had
And
a,
that
at
morning
least a
you're like,
lucid
fuck,
dream
work.
once, and I was able to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, you know what though? I've noticed
But I'm
anytime that's
scared of
happened, but
Yeah,
anytime
'cause
that happened,
you're
I
in
woke
control,
up.
and it's like, oh shit! It's almost like driving. I mean, it sounds
when
cheesy,
you
but a
put
fast
this
car for the
brain
first time.
on autopilot,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, but did you ever
That's
do
It's
that?
like click Adam
Well,
Sandler. Oh, you're on autopilot.
But did you ever
Like-
have a dream like that though, and then all of a sudden you just wake up? Something,
Well,
something wakes you up.
it
and
gets to
you,
that
like,
point.
You get
Yeah.
to that point where it's about to,
Well,
and then
Yeah. Well, I mean, in my experience, like I
That's
had a
happened
lot
a
of
couple
night
times.
terrors as a kid, so
Okay.
like
Yeah,
it
my-
carried
my
in,
kids have
and my
suffered
sleep
with that.
paralysis. It's actually horror related. I remember watching the remake of The House on a Haunted Hill,
oh shit.
and if you've seen that, there's that
I like
like
Oh, wait, is that the Haunting
That's a
of
good
Hill
movie.
House?
No,
Kind of same
no,
thing,
no,
or is it
no,
a different one?
it's
Oh,
a
something
different
different.
movie.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
so
separate.
yeah.
that's good.
That's
but
good
no,
too, yeah.
So the one character, Ghost or whatever, is like this like chef looking weird fucking dude with a mustache, and he's just like all fast moving
Oh,
with a
shit.
butcher's knife in his hand.
Okay.
And I had a
crazy.
fucking night terror of him and woke up in a sleep paralysis
wow.
from it, where I was like
Shit.
thinking he was right there. And like when I was a kid, it was petrifying. Now, like
Oh, yeah.
I can tell my mind, like, all right,
So you could
It's
stop
scary.
it beforehand.
it's still scary, but I know it's just a few moments. And the actual, what they've shown in studies on why that happens and why to do, like what Kev was saying, is because a lot of the night terrors and the sleep paralysis occurs during rapid REM, which is like
Yes.
rapid eye
yes.
movement,
Oh, rapid, yeah.
which
Yes.
occurs usually within the first 2 hours of falling asleep or within the last 2 hours you are asleep. It's the
Yeah.
deepest
Okay.
you're
There's a
it's
graph
the
on it actually. It
deepest.
shows
Yeah,
your
it's
REM,
like-
it drops
sleep.
down
it's
again.
the
I remember
deepest
seeing
sleep
that on
you're
my
in.
Yes.
Samsung.
So that's why if
That's
you
why
wake
we wake
up
up at 3 in the morning
three,
sometimes because that's when
because
it drops.
normally what
Yeah.
most working people wake
Most
up 5,
people are.
6.
Fires.
So if you get yourself around 3,
That's
4,
2 hours
you're-
before you would normally.
you're kind of giving
wake up.
yourself an opportunity to, and you're not in a deep sleep to where
So
you're
have
2
you
hours
had
in.
night terrors only as a child, or have they carried over to?
No, I've had
adulthood?
I had sleep paralysis last year.
No shit.
So I've had
Oh,
it
wow.
5 times, twice when I was a kid, once as a teenager, and about 2 times, maybe 3 times as an adult.
Yeah, and sadly,
Wow.
at your age, you
Well,
can
so-
never be too old
Yeah,
for
you're-
that
you-
experience.
it's-
So-
you
I've
can't get
never
rid of it.
experienced
Have you guys ever had that? I've never had it. Like I've
yeah.
only dealt with Erica, and it was like, bro, like
I've
the way she
never-
was telling
no.
me, I was like, I hope I never have that.
I
I
have
mean,
as
I
a
have
kid.
sleep apnea. That's about it.
I've
But
had-
other than that,
Switch
I definitely
is a
have that.
contributing
I have that
factor.
shit.
Crazy enough, sleep apnea
Jeez.
is considered
Is it
a
really?
possible factor on why people get it.
Well, now I
Yeah.
could fall asleep at the drop of a dime sometimes too,
Erica's like that.
randomly.
Yeah.
It can happen.
She could do
Another
that. She'd be
blunt.
like, I'm going to bed. Done. I'm like, I'm going to bed, and I'm up for 3 fucking hours.
Yeah, you're kind of like me.
Well, see,
all
once
that.
I hit the
once I
bed-
wake up,
Once I hit the bed,
Yeah.
I'm that's it.
Out.
but I'm the same
I'm
thing.
out.
If
He
I
fell
fall
asleep
asleep,
playing Call of Duty.
I wish.
So did you.
I know.
We
I
won
know.
the
did
one
like
round.
6
We
fucking
won that
times.
one round of Warzone without you,
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
you
but
were
you guys
dead.
didn't record it. I recorded Frank falling
Yeah.
asleep. All
You
you heard-
died multiple. Shut up. Yeah, but that's about how you sounded too.
Yeah,
though.
dude.
Fair enough, but I wasn't recorded.
And we're like,
Yeah.
Kev,
Yeah.
wake up.
If it's not recorded,
winning,
it doesn't
wake up.
fucking exist.
Yeah,
does
exactly.
it exist?
So you
It
guys
does
have
exist.
never
I
experienced
have
it either.
When I was
I've
younger,
never had
I
it,
was
no.
But
5.
you have.
Sleep paralysis? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like
yeah,
5.
times.
I was like 5
Oh,
years
no
old.
shit.
I had
He
a.
did just say
It was a really dumb
I
ass
did say
dream.
that, right?
I had a dream that
But you
fucking
remember it.
Elvis was chasing me with a fucking sword for some
Elvis.
reason.
Yo,
Yeah,
dude,
dead
that's
ass.
Why
fucking
does Elvis
dead
have
ass.
his sword?
I was in my creepy ass basement because when I was a
This
kid, I
is
used to hang out in my
why
basement.
You got
and
We're
do
gonna
shit.
fucking
circle-
king of fucking rock
Yeah,
chasing
so-
you with a
But
fucking
with a sword?
So-
Or maybe
So-
his
was
guitar
the
was
Master
the sword. I
at least?
forget.
Was it the Master
Right.
Sword?
It
at
could have
least?
been his
So-
guitar being the sword or the axe, as they call it. The axe. But no,
That's
he
awesome.
and dead ass.
But
he
this
was
is
after
why.
me like just
What
going,
the hell do you dream about?
Like, I was 5 or 6. Like,
That's great. But this is why. But this is why I love the independent horror market, because that's where you're going to see people taking those concepts and making really good stories out of it.
Yeah, and then
It's
making
shit
money
like
out of
that.
it.
They're digging
exactly.
deeper.
They're digging
I think
deep.
because they're digging deep.
They
because
are.
It's not
And they
been
have
done
scarier
before.
dreams than what I had as a kid.
They
Also
don't
the
have
passion.
the budgets to do it like everyone
Most
else
of them
does.
are like $3 million or under, and it's people funding it out of their pocket for years. So
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
the best stuff
Yep.
usually comes from like those people who are passionate, not people who are like,
and
oh, I
you
got
show
20 million. I
passion by accepting, hey, here's a $2 million
Yeah.
budget. Make whatever you want. That person is going to go, oh, perfect. Like two
Yeah,
and
but
a
you're gonna
half
pay.
million.
You're gonna pay so much more
I can
attention
make
though. It's
everything.
gonna
Yeah.
be so much better.
Yeah.
Plus, it could be your one shot. So like, you want to craft a really good story. You want to, and also like, I don't see too many independent. I mean, you see it now, kind of with Shudder, but like, a lot of those independent films, like, you don't see them getting redone. You don't see them like
Right.
someone
They're
trying
not
to take that
remaking it,
concept.
like 50 million times.
Like, there's
or
some
whatever.
originality to it, but that's the thing. Like, even the best horror movies that I've enjoyed, like, I could see where the influence is coming from.
Okay.
Like, I could be like, all right, they're pulling from this, or they're respecting this, or they're doing this, but they're also saying, let me bring something different. Let me make it my own. Let me
Right.
say, you know, like, not remake it or not do something. You know what I mean?
Do something worth doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, I
because
wouldn't
you might
feel
not
like
ever
it's
get it
necessary.
again.
You know
Like,
what's crazy
that's-
though?
that's
What
the
was going
thing.
through the director's mind in the first Conjuring? Because I seen that in the movies on the big fucking screen.
I
I
enjoyed
see
it.
that, like,
I
I
enjoyed
enjoyed
it.
that.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed
I
The
give him
Conjuring.
that. The
I
first
don't
Holy
think I've
shit.
ever watched that. I
No?
know that I've never seen it.
I feel stupid for like
So I
asking,
gotta
but
see
who
some
was
movies.
it? Stephen King? I forget, or was it somebody else? Because that literally
The
that's a serious
Conjuring?
question. 'Cause I
Well,
forget who
hold on.
who directed
Hold
it?
on.
I forget.
James
Hold
Wan.
on. Sidebar.
James
So I
Wan.
wanted
James
to
Wan.
know. So I wanted to know that I was actually going to put up a post of how many fucking mistakes we made in the third episode because we were so fucking like buzzed. But you were like, yeah, Steven Spielberg's
What?
It. And I was just like, bro, that was Stephen King.
I don't even remember.
To
Wait,
answer your question,
wait, did we
Kev,
catch that during the
Whatever.
episode or after the
Probably.
episode?
I don't know.
I
I'll have to
caught
watch-
it while editing.
Thanks,
and
I'll have to
was
watch
like,
it again.
This fucking retard.
So just to back
That's
up,
all
We're gonna
Go
have
ahead
some
and watch
bloopers.
it again.
so just to back up Ryan's theory of how much of a nerd I am of horror. To answer your question, Kev, James Wan of the original Saw actually directed The Conjuring.
Yes. yes.
Ah,
They
That
actually
would make
did a
total
movie
sense,
called
'cause I like
Malignant
Saw.
last year, which was fucking wild. Go
Oh,
see
shit.
it.
I don't think I
Malignant.
watched that.
Malignant
that was
and
like,
Barbarian they just did with the dude who just played it in the remake.
the guy who played
That-
Pennywise.
The guy who
Yes.
played Pennywise
Okay.
did this movie Barbarian. It came out like a couple weeks ago, and it like the reviews were saying it's the what the fuck movie of the year.
Okay.
I walked out.
I'm down with
I
that.
walked out of that movie theater like there's so much. That is the best I've ever seen. Them give you a trailer to say, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck with you," and you're thinking like, is he in on this? Like we know what characters he's
shit.
played. This thing goes left field and just
Verified?
verified.
What's it called
left
again?
field Barbarian and Malignant
All
is
right.
how I felt when I
I
watched
heard of
it.
Malignant,
like,
but I don't think I've seen it. I don't remember. My saw
It's
bits and
a
pieces.
left
I've
That
never
field.
heard
was
too. I've
on
never
our
seen it.
watch list.
it
of,
goes into this crazy shit where you're like, dude, like you nothing in the trailer gave it up. It was one of the perfect
Really?
trailers, Barbarian, and Malignant
Okay.
was very similar too. I'm like, you know what's going on, and then it just says, but watch this, and goes into this left field
Goes a whole
crazy.
separate-
Oh, shit.
Whole different thing, dude. I
Okay.
think in Malignant there was
Damn.
some action going on where I'm like, dude, I think this is like, I was like, dude, is this Bruce Lee going on right now? Like, this is still a horror movie?
Speaking of Bruce Lee,
Bruce
this
Lee
is an
fight
old movie
shit.
when Paul Walker was still around, but who remembers Brick
rest in
Mansion?
peace, Paul
Rest
Walker.
in peace, bitch.
What movie?
Dig.
Stop driving cars.
Yeah.
Man, burn
Brick
my
Soldier.
head.
Goddamn Porsches.
In his defense, he wasn't driving. He was
What-
faster, but yeah.
yeah.
What movie?
Brick Mansion.
He got burned.
That's how I feel with
No,
you.
I've never seen that.
Brick Mansion.
I've
It's a good
heard
movie.
it. I
It was a
remember
good movie.
it.
You see it yet, Ryan?
Brick Mansion?
Yeah, it's Brick Mansion.
What
If
is
you
that
want to
about?
see the craziest
It starts
martial
off
arts,
with this dude. He's like
Raid.
he's like a crazy
Raid?
He's like a
The
drug.
Raid.
He's basically
It's
part of like a
that
drug cartel.
It's that martial arts
Okay.
shit
And
I
he
was
does,
telling you earlier. It's
No. Let's talk
Wild.
over that.
Yeah, let's
best
talk
fight
over
you've
each
ever
other.
seen in your life.
Come
I
on,
think we're
Kevin.
both
Fuck you
on-
guys. We're better than you.
Me and Frank going on our own path.
Yeah,
here.
we're going our own path. Screw these guys. They're still drinking their drinks.
Oh, they're hugging.
Oh, how cute. Are you guys going to kiss now?
We need
You guys
got to
kiss.
Rub your sashes together.
Cat,
We gotta rub the
Cat's
gooch
clenching
together.
his ass. as we speak.
We gotta rub the gooch together.
Yeah.
The glutes. He called him the glutes. How
about
cute.
hot
Oh,
gooch.
wow.
Lift up the
He's
sack.
got terms.
Lift up the sack and just drop it.
Scissor your glutes. No, scissor
The
your,
gooch.
that's what I meant to say. Scissor your gooch. Sorry.
So
I think that's the first time Frank's been groped.
In a while.
Ooh, hold
Jeff
up.
usually does it.
Ah. So funny story.
This just got real.
How did we get
This
to
just
this
went
now?
from 0 to rainbow real fast.
Yeah. I'm fruity as fuck.
Fruit Loop. Fruitier than Toucan Santa.
I like Fruit Loop.
Yeah,
they-
dude.
they were
Fruits are the shit.
Wait, who remembers growing up on
How are we
fucking
getting
Kick
to
cereal?
Kicks?
Kick
How
cereal.
about
Kick
that?
cereal.
Yeah.
And my mom would add
Fuck
a
that
little bit of
French
sugar.
Toast Crunch.
It's all right. They're little like
Cinnamon
plain
Toast
bland. So
Crunch.
yeah, a little bit of
Oh.
sugar. for me
Cinnamon
is
Toast
awesome.
Yeah,
Crunch,
dude.
French
That's another
Toast
good one.
Crunch,
Yeah. All time favorite cereal. Ready to go?
Lucky
Cinnamon.
Charms.
No, fuck you.
No, Cinnamon Toast
Cinnamon
Crunch
Toast
and
Crunch.
Tricks.
No, fuck you too.
What the fuck?
I would say Cinnamon
Cinnamon
Toast Crunch
Life.
and Lucky Charms.
Fuck you too. Cinnamon Life.
Hold
Life.
on, guys.
Who ate
Hold on.
Life?
Hold on.
Who
You want to
ate
trigger
Life?
Ryan?
This guy ate life
Watch this,
cereal.
guys. We're
Honey
going to
Nut
trigger
Cheerios,
Ryan.
actually. Honey Nut Cheerios. were-
Honey Nut Cheerios were good, but we're going to...
passionate
No.
about cereal.
He's
Cholesterol
passionate.
free.
Watch this, guys.
Honey, fuck
Croutons.
Fuck you. The
Side
worst
note,
thing
want
this
croutons,
guy, this
you
guy
want it.
hates croutons for some
Dude,
reason.
the fucking
Croutons. He's
worst
had...
thing you could
I
add
think
to a
his feet
fucking
were tickled
salad.
with like croutons or
Did
something.
you have
like
a
this
did you
dude-
have an experience with
Dude,
croutons?
I
I
cannot
did.
do
Wait,
it.
wait,
Well, you know what happened? True story. True story.
He had a
was
lucid dream
kidnapped.
Yeah,
about
lucid
croutons.
dream.
So
I
Ryan,
was
yeah. So it was a lucid dream.
Giant
So-
croutons took over the world.
They did. They did.
I can't do it. No.
So the true story is he was walking home one night and
Oh,
he
is
got.
actually a story?
Let me
So
hear
the
it.
guy, you know how usually in the real world, it's the candy to lure him in. Well, Ryan used to actually really like croutons, and a white van pulled up after a hockey game.
buddy,
True
got some
story. That broke
croutons.
apart.
I got a salad with some croutons.
He's a freak.
He came back and said,
Crouton
"Look,
man.
he put croutons in my ass, and
Oh,
he hasn't liked it since then."
Wait, plot twist. He was a local priest, right? Oh, he was a local priest.
Dude, I cannot do it. I don't.
These croutons
No,
will heal
dude.
your soul.
I
That's
cannot
your
do
ass.
croutons and
That's
salad.
why
what he
it's
calls it.
Suppository soul healing.
Oh, dude, I can't
soul
do it.
searching.
Oh,
I might be a
fucking can't do
believer
it.
after this.
I believe croutons are real.
My crouton.
If you
I
want to,
can't do it, dude.
way to
I cannot
Ryan's
fucking
heart
do it. I can't
It's
do
through his
croutons.
asshole.
crouton.
Let's throw his
I
asshole
can't
with
do it,
croutons.
dude.
Look, if you're looking for anal and Ryan together, you just pull out the croutons.
I cannot fucking do it, dude. It's no. You're ruining a salad by throwing
But
these
why?
hard ass fucking.
Some of them aren't that hard.
crunchy-
Some of
Not
them are-
even, not even the
Some of
Texas
them are like
toast.
cracker
dude.
textured. Some of them are like
Dude,
a cracker.
I would
texture,
have
dude.
to
They have a
soak
little bit
them
of a
in
crunch with
fucking
the
like a little
dressing.
bit of fucking
Oh.
dressing.
See,
for
hold
like
on,
He
hold
4
had a
on.
bad
hours
experience with
before I
dry
eat
Hold
it.
on,
ones.
plot
He had
twist.
dry ones.
What's your
like, really
favorite
dry.
dress?
Oh,
Ooh, that's a good
Ranch or
one.
1,000.
Ooh, that's tough. Although
You
I
know,
will
I'm a
say,
vinegar and French guy.
vinegar for
There you
sure.
go. French good, too.
Oh, you son
That's
of a
nice.
bitch.
Fucking whore.
I will
I do
say,
like that.
I mean, Wawa has this. Granted, Wawa's not my favorite salad, but to give them a quick
heard
little
that,
Philly
Erica?
shout out, I will say their Chipotle ranch.
Oh, that Chipotle is the
it's
shit.
actually been
yeah.
pretty
Chipotle
right?
ranch dressing.
You know what
Ooh,
reminds me
yeah,
of?
dude.
That
You-
sounds kinda
they-
good.
it's actually
Sounds
good.
very gassy.
If you ever
It's
get a
real-
Santa
no,
Fe
no,
chicken,
no.
Santa Fe chicken
Yeah.
salads, it comes with like the corn and all that shit.
With
Fuck.
that on
dude.
there.
It's,
With some
Ooh.
Chipotle
it's really
ranch.
good. But fucking croutons ruin everything. Fuck all y'all.
Oh my
I
God.
can't
I need
do
some.
it, dude.
I need a good Italian
I get it.
dressing. Italian dressing is the way
I'm
to go.
Italian. I'll get it.
He's an Italian guy.
Can't
So
be
the reason
Italian.
why I
It's
married
too
Ryan
small.
as a kid is because he was Italian. I really like him.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, they do make the best food. They make a
Yes.
lot. I mean, you know,
And-
That is
pizza.
true.
And we family. That's all we care
What
about.
fucks
yeah.
me up is
And we always want to
Absolutely.
feed you every time
this
we
guy
come
has a
over, too.
dishwasher. This guy has a dishwasher. He doesn't
Behind
use.
every
He says
good
it's-
Italian-
No, never use a dishwasher. I have a fucking woman for
That's an
that.
Italian thing.
What the
No,
fuck?
That's an
Behind
Italian
every
thing,
good
definitely.
Italian
loaded.
is a dumb Irishman named Pat. So
Sure.
there you go. I burned myself.
Oh, it's
Oh,
fucking
shit.
great.
Oh, we're on our last minute, guys.
Oh,
we
shit.
gotta
do
All
our
right,
outro then.
well, real quick, live update. We're actually still down 4 runs.
Fuck.
not the
Yeah.
end of the world.
No.
Sure, we're almost hit a bomb, but
It's
we're,
But it is
Astros.
the top of the 8th.
And it's kind of projected.
It's
and
projected.
like we said, we predicted.
So
we
for all
accepted
you
it.
Philly fans, if we lose tonight, know that the next 3 are ours, and we're gonna
And
take
we
this shit
and we're
home.
gonna
are
fucking
coming back to
take it.
Houston. It's over.
We're going to fucking take it.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
And if you
So.
want the best Phillies gear, go to Art History.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
come
you
over
have
and
to
check
yell
that
fire.
Shout out again.
Fire.
All right, well, we
Fire.
want to thank Pat for coming on too, for being
Yeah,
a guest
dude,
with us.
this
was
too.
fucking
We hope
great.
you can come on again.
I love you,
It was
bro.
a good
I
time,
love you,
dude.
man. Yeah.